What's up, Taurus? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a new moon tarot reading for the new moon coming up on June 6th. This new moon is going to be at 16 degrees Gemini. It is going to be in the 6th mansion of the moon. It's going to be at 8:37 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you've noticed, I said there's a lot of sixes. This is 6-6 because it's June 6th and in the 6th mansion of the moon. You're like, oh God, it's so scary. It's 666. Most people don't understand what 666 actually is. 666, if you study alchemy or magic in any capacity, you will understand that the magic square of the sun is 666. If you add the sides up, it's 666. It's a bunch of 111s in different angles, and they add up to 666. That's why when you see all the famous people doing their 666 over their eye, it's because they're a star. They're in the higher echelons of humanity. They understand that everything is astrologically related, and they are a manifestation of the sun. Because they're a star, everything revolves around them, because they're famous. Now, it is also the carbon atom, which is what everything of this life form, or every life form on this planet is based off of. The carbon-12, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. So it's not this giant evil thing just because the Bible portrayed it in that way. In the Bible, the way it was being written, it was trying to express the name Nero, doing it in kind of a secret code way, 666. The Roman numerals would add up to Nero, the emperor. So it's not this giant evil thing that people think it is. It's the sun. Well, realistically, it's really Mercury, right? And the astrology right now, if you are a Taurus ascendant, you're talking your first or second house, right? And there's so much in Gemini right now. There's a lot of planets in Gemini. It's a lot of planets in air right now. The sun, the moon, and Venus are all at 16 degrees, will be at all at 16 degrees Gemini. So you would think, hey, in the sign of communication, and that'd be your first or second house. So it could be communication around money, but realistically it's going to have love involved with it because Venus is there. So you would think, oh, I could communicate my love to someone, or someone will communicate their love to me, but it's all square Saturn. So if you did communicate in that way, or somebody did, it's not going to be taken the way you thought, or you just won't communicate, or they won't communicate it because Saturn delays things. It'd be some reason they decide not to, fear probably, or vice versa. So I would just watch communications right now in general, especially since Mars is touching Pluto. There we go. That one right there. Mars touching Pluto is rage. It's very bad anger. Not just anger, rage. Like rage touching anger. So it can be really bad. Now, it's not touching the sun, the moon, and Venus, but it's still going to be a prominent energy. So, take time to breathe. And Tauruses generally are very patient and calm. So if you get a Taurus mad, you really screwed up. It's very hard to get a Taurus mad, in my experience. But if you do, you better run, because that is not going to go well. Because Tauruses are bulls, and they will break the china shop if you push them to that point. It's very hard, in my opinion. It's very hard. At least the people that I know that have Taurus and are very calm, patient people. Most of them. You'd have to have a lot of fire or other things in your chart counterbalancing that to really or mess with their money or something like that. But first or second house, you're talking house of self. So just your communication. Communication is going to be everything. In Gemini is all about communication, learning, siblings, children, that type of thing. So communication could be around those subjects. Second house would be money, so communication around money. Could be a delay in the communication around money, something like that. Just be different for different Taurus ascendants. But overall, the energy is going to have to do with communication. And probably some kind of delay around it. Like if you're expecting a message for something, it may be delayed. Or you may want to say something and it's taken in the wrong way. Or you end up delaying what you wanted to communicate. It's because that's what Saturn does. With Pluto touching Mars, like I said, there could be rage around. Or it could get to that point. It's not directly touching the sun, so the expression of it is unlikely. But if there's a lot of communication going on because that energy is floating around there, it could manifest in that way. But communication will be the name of the game right now. Everybody's going to want to be communicating. It just probably isn't going to be getting the message across in the way that they wanted, that type of thing. Because that's what Saturn does. He just delays or he blocks. Oop, there we go. Okay. All right, Taurus, let's see what we got for you here. Got the moon, so that's going to be some confusing energy. So it's saying take time to breathe on your moon card. Could be dreams and meditation. I mean, dreams can be rough right now in general because Saturn is in Pisces. That's kind of part of our unconscious world. So Saturn can make those dreams real dark or real scary. Communication. Can't make that up. Definitely communication right now. Crowned by clarity of communication or victory even. Take time to breathe. So if you're Russian, I mean, which doesn't feel like a Taurus thing, but may not be your only influence in your chart, the same take time to breathe, you know. Maybe you're working really hard. In the recent past, some kind of argument, communication, something that you feel like you got the upper hand in, but it's definitely some kind of like rough communication or argument. The core of the reading has to do with some kind of confusion, or like I said, dreams, intuitions, things like this. Looks like it was communications around some kind of offer of love or like feelings. Somebody wanted to express their feelings about something, or you wanted to express your feelings about something, and that's got a lot of confusion going on. This is in the unconscious influence. Some kind of wish, or having a lot, or wanting to have a lot. That being what's on your mind, wanting to have more than enough. Maybe you do have more than enough, and that's the influence around you. You know, crowned in the conscious influence by truth. Truth. This could have been a truth. It might have been an argument about something that brought this out, this information about how someone feels about something or someone. And like I said, with Venus on the sun and the moon, you would think it'd be a good time to express love. But with Saturn touching it, it's going to make it a little bit more tricky. It's not impossible to get across what you want. It would just be likely to be taken in the wrong way, which would be representative of this. In front of you, there's money juggling, trying to balance your money anyway, or just trying to balance your life in general. This may have really, whatever this information is, or this somebody expressing how they really feel about something, really upset the apple cart. It threw things topsy-turvy. What you doing, Sadie? See my big 18-pound cat in the background. And saying take time to breathe. So maybe somebody expressed their love to you or something, and like you was out of left field, you're like, whoa, I don't know what to think about this. Or they said something to you that like you thought they loved you, maybe they don't, or vice versa. It doesn't look like there's any breakup cards here, so it doesn't necessarily have to be love, but it's just how they felt about something that really surprised you. It's the truth because it's crowned by this, or you express something that you really felt like you finally was just like, look, I got to get this out, you know, I can't hold my tongue anymore. With Gemini, you know, the sixth mansion of the moon is good for friendships. It's not good for other things. By now, you'd have already seen the mansion and read about it. Some kind of truth was expressed, and it's the truth. Whatever they said, regardless of if they try to renege on it or you do, if you try to step back off it, it's the truth. So you know, stick to the truth. This is you right now. So you're creating something. So if this was you that expressed this, it's going to help you into creating what you're trying to create. So it's going to work out in the way that you want it to. Or if someone expressed it to you, and even though it's got you off kilter, it's going to help you create what you want. So it's going to be beneficial. Or it's just got you in the place where like you can kind of create what you want out of it. Like it was maybe an opening. Somebody opened up to you, and it's like, well, now what do we do here? You know, now we know we have a lot of truth. And building off the truth is always much better than building off of false foundations. Like most people, they meet each other, they're putting on this mask, this persona that they think that they want them to be, so that they like them, or so that they don't like them, or so they can get this or get that. That's just what we do as people. But if you build something off of that, based off of that, without truth, getting to the truth or the foundation of who each definitely truly is, which is very difficult to do in general. Finding self is not easy in this world, with everything that's bombarding us around us in stimulus. But if you can build it off of that truth, off of like genuine communication, genuine feelings, then it's going to last a whole lot longer. This is in your environment. This could be with a fire sign, this individual, or you have fire in your chart as a Taurus. And if saying take time to breathe out, you may have a lot of fire in your chart as a Taurus, just because generally Tauruses are going to already be taking time to breathe out. So if you have a lot of fire, maybe you're more like the charging bull, you know what I mean? Or this has to do with the fire sign around you. Or you're passionate about whatever this is, and now that the truth is out, you can really move forward into what you want. And, you know, the advice is telling you that this is fate. This is the wheels are turning. So no matter what comes out of this or what you feel about it, it's supposed to happen in the way that it's happening. You can't escape it. This is one of those things that's inescapable. Has to happen. One of those turns of the wheel that you have to endure or that you have to go through for whatever reason to lead to whatever. And it'll be different for every Taurus because this is a general reading. The outcome has the Queen of Wands. Again, looks like it has to do with a fire sign around you. So whoever this communication either came from or came to, it's likely a fiery individual, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. Now, just because their sun sign isn't that doesn't mean like they don't have ascendant and moon in it or something like that. Like me, I'm a water sign. But if you like spend time with me and talk to me and even just look at me, I am definitely a fiery individual and a fire sign. I have so much Sagittarius in my chart, it's insane. I have a lot of Scorpio too, but like the way I express myself is Sagittarius. So even though I'm a Scorpio sun, if you know my whole chart, I'm actually really heavy Sagittarius. So it's likely that you would see a card that represented me would be probably a fire card or an air card because I have heavy air too. I have a grand trine in air. But yeah, so it could just be a fiery individual in your life. You know, there's the little black cat there. Black cats aren't bad luck. I have multiple black cats, and I feel like I'm blessed. But I'm also heavy Sagittarius, so I already think I'm lucky. That's just how it works. It's just Jupiter mentality. It's my inner world. My moon is Sagittarius, so my inner world. So believe it or not, it's what you believe really that shapes your reality and the things that you say, the words, the vibrations. We are literally just this manifestation of reality that, as far as we can tell, is just the spoken word of what we call God. A vibration that came out of something that's much grander than we can really comprehend. So like, yeah, maybe you have a cat, maybe you have a black cat. I have 2 of them. And, you know, she's holding a sunflower. It could be a Leo. Somebody with Leo in their chart, heavily. Or you're going to be like a Leo. Everybody wants to be like a Leo, right? We all want to be the sun, like I said, in the center of attention, or the center of the world. Want to broadcast our rays out so that we can show what we've learned in our inner world and give it out to the outer world. It's kind of the mission, right? Learn lunarly, our inner world, open the channel, and then once you get to a certain level, you'll automatically broadcast it out to those around you because you've done your work. And so now you can be the sun and give it out. And that's the biggest influence in our solar system. Anyway, that's all I have, Taurus. It looks like there's some kind of communication that's going to open things up or really like open your eyes, whether you're the one that communicated or someone else did. It could have been done through anger or through some like tense situation. That's why it's saying take time to breathe out. But it's for the best. It's good. It's the wheel of fortune turning. So it needed to happen, and it's going to help you with your manifestation. And this truth has to be revealed for you to move forward. Okay, with that being said, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting, and hit the notification bell. I don't think people are finding their way back to the channel unless like YouTube recommends it on their page, which my channel is small, so it's not going to do that very often. You're going to have to like have the notification on so it'll tell you when my videos actually upload. That way you don't miss it, but you don't have to if you don't want to. Either way, Taurus, I'm just grateful that you're here and grateful that you watched. Happy new moon.